I'm Ellen Gormley, and today I am teaching this tapestry style mosaic blend brick pattern. 3 colors, 1 hook, and you're gonna love it. We're only using 1 color at a time. I've got 3 colors of paint box yarns, worsted weight. The link is in the description below. And I'm gonna try out, give this Knitter's Pride hook a spin. I've never used this before, so let's give it a try. With my first color, this teal blue, I'm going to crochet a multiple of 6 plus 5. I'm not going to do a swatch quite this big because I want to get through a little bit more of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have my beginning chain and we're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to use the back ridge, back bump, back loop, whatever you want to call it, the little loop that sticks up the back of the chain. And then I will place 1 more next to it in the next chain. I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This hook is a little more squared off than I'm used to, so I'm finding myself stumbling just a bit. 1, 2, 3, but it is a very nice hook to hold on to. It's perhaps a little less pointy than the boy style hook that I use a lot. I also use the Tulip Edimo hooks a lot. I do use the Bates style hooks sometimes too, but I think this one's very nice. I think I like it. So far, so good. So we've done 3 more double crochets. So have you followed along? Double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook, and then again in the next stitch, then chain 3, skip 3, then double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So if you're encountering a written pattern, this is exactly what it'll say. It'll say chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3 chains, and then double crochet in each of the next 3 chains. Okay, very easy. So this is 1 color at a time. We're using double crochets and chains, and we will be using all 3 colors. We are not cutting, which is really fun. So we can just keep right on working without lots of tails to work in at the end. So we're continuing this pattern of double crochet in 3. And why do I have an extra? I might have an extra because I don't know why I have an extra. But if I counted wrong, or, oh, you know what? Look what happened right there. Look, I only skipped 2 instead of skipping 3. So I'll just unravel the last 3. I'll make sure and skip 1, 2, 3, double crochet in the last 3. So there's a lesson for you, friends. It happens to the best of us. If you find yourself having a leftover chain, it isn't necessarily that you counted wrong. Perhaps you stitched it wrong. And I would suggest whenever you find an error like that, that you find your error by working backwards, looking at the stitches you made most recently and working toward the front so that you don't go back to here and look for the mistakes, but start it's quicker to start with what you just most recently made, auditing backward until you find the error and then fix it. Okay, at the end of this row, I am going to go ahead. Let's see, am I changing color already? I am. I'm going to change color already, and I'm using this as our guide. So the next color is actually the magenta. I know it doesn't really look like that, but it is the magenta or the raspberry color. So before I fasten off or finish off the final double crochet, I've left 1 loop. So finishing that stitch, traditionally I would yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook, but instead I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook with the 2nd color. All right, now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn. Now this is a really bizarre turning because this does not count as anything. It does not count as a double crochet. It does not count as a stitch at all. Matter of fact, what's happening now is I am going to skip these beginning stitches and start working in the unused chains of the chain 1 row below. I'm going to work over and sandwich this chain 3 loop so that the fabric is reversible. Like you're not going to see like chain 3 floats across the back. Okay, I'm going to envelop them or surround them with stitches. So this chain 3, I'm going to hug it by yarning over, inserting my hook in this chain, back ridge, back bump, back bar of the chain below. I'm going to go ahead and grab the yarn around that chain 3, pull up a loop, and finish my double crochet as traditional. So that, and I'm going to do that in each of the chains that I skipped, so that I am sandwiching that chain 3 bar, that chain 3 space, inside the double crochet that I am making now. Okay, and by holding it in there, there's nothing floating on the back. Okay, so then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3 stitches. Now, if I were to do it differently and had kind of pushed that back bar, that chain 3 space to the back and just worked the stitches in front, then there will be this chain on the back surface. Do you see it there? But instead, I want to envelop it. So I'm going to go back and do it the right way, but I just wanted to show you the difference. So yarn over, insert the hook into that chain, wrap the yarn all the way around, grabbing all the way around it as if it's not even there, and placing 1 double crochet, 1 long wrapping double crochet all the way around that chain 3 bar using that chain unused space. Okay, and we're doing this all the way across. 1, 2, 3, skipping the 3 double crochets, now working in the loops of the remaining skipped chains of row, foundation row, the chain row, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and 1 more. And then at the end of this row, we are going to chain 1, 2, 3, and we are going to single crochet in the chain top chain of the beginning chain 3. It's the 3 chains that you missed when you double crocheted into the 4th chain from the hook. So it's this thing right here in that top chain where we're going to place a single crochet. And now are we changing color again? We are changing color again. So I am not going to pull through that single crochet, but instead I'm dropping the pink, the magenta, and I'm picking up the baby pink with a yarn over and pull through for the single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3 and turn. So the magenta now hangs on this side over here and the blue hangs over here, and I can just let those hang and we will pick them up when we encounter them. So as I work the baby pink across, when I'm all done, the blue will be ready for me to pick up and work with, and that tells me what color to work next. Whichever one has the working tail there, there's a cut tail and a working tail. The working tail is the one attached to the ball. Okay, so now we are going to sandwich over the top of the chain 3 magenta and work in the remaining double crochets below. Again, we're sandwiching that so there's no floating chain space that is going to be on the surface of either the front or the back of this piece. All right, 1, 2, 3, skip 1, 2, 3, and now working in the double crochets of the row below instead of the chains, now that we are past the chain foundation row. Got it? So we're going to do these double crochets, 1, 2, 3 chains, I dropped it, and skip 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and double crochet in each of the next double crochets. I know you guys love mosaic patterns, so I hope that you will enjoy this one also. 1, 2, 3. Because crochet is such a relaxing and valuable use of our time, we're going to 1, and check out this ending because this is tricky and it's different than anything you probably encountered in a while, maybe ever. So we have double crocheted in each of the 2 double crochets below, the aqua ones, the blue ones. But guess what? We're gonna put one right here where I'm pointing, even though there's not really an available loop because that chain 3 magenta came out of there. So we're gonna fit a stitch in there even though there's already chains coming out of it. So that's awkward, but it's okay, it's gonna work. And because of this, it makes kind of an endless pattern the way this works, so that there's not like a bookend on the side. And I kind of like that. So we're going to double crochet by inserting and placing it in as if the top 2 loops were there, but we're just snugging it in. And we're gonna yarn over the completed stitch with the blue. So I'm dropping the baby pink and I'm picking up the blue, yarning over and pulling through. Okay, so it is time once again to 1, 2, 3 and turn. And this is the side that we will always skip those beginning chains and start working over here. So this edge will always be the chaining 3 and skipping like we did with the magenta. And this edge is the one that will have the single crochet and then the chain 3. So it's, if you need a marker on one side so that you remember, that is absolutely fine. Or you just remember your first color tail is the side where you just do this kind of like chain 3 and slide over and pretend nothing happened and start over here. And then we are going to double crochet in each of the magenta this time. And then chain 1, 2, 3, skipping the light pink. So please give this video a like and subscribe. Click up here if you want to see more mosaic stitches in action, and over here if you want to see color work in action. But let's get moving on this final row here of what I'm going to show you, because you totally can do this. Please hit like and subscribe. And most videos come out most Wednesdays. I also throw in an occasional Saturday and some live streams. So I hope you've enjoyed this pattern. You can do it.